5% dash coming in there. Gujarat Gas almost scaling up 5% higher, and Concor as well higher by about 3.6%. Sunil, hi, afternoon. Welcome to the show. You know, we were just chatting about outside the studio how it's been a week now to the election verdict and what was happening last Tuesday to where we are currently, pretty much around the all-time highs. What is it that you've done in the last week? Were you a seller in Tuesday's weakness and then a buyer thereof? Or were you buying on Tuesday when everyone was in panic mode?
Yes, we were continuous buyers because the panic was essentially a concern driven around the coalition dharma and how that would affect allocations of the government to capex and all of those kind of worries. Whether the government would indeed be, strong, would the two main support partners of the NDA, drift away or not. So I think these are all things which distract, and so for us, any such corrections were buying opportunities. So not at all an issue. We've been continuous buyers through this process.
Sunil, did you buy more of the same, or there was a bit of a different theme this time around when you were going out to buy? Because I'm trying to understand, have you started perhaps looking at broadening your horizon into a lot of rural plays, staples, etc. as well, or you're continuing with the PSU themes and the spaces which have been doing well?
No, I think the slight shift, sector rotation into the consumption and like you mentioned, the broader, lower, the rural consumption. See, one of the things with coalitions is that you'll definitely expect a little bit of more revenue expenditure to go down the thing. We may think that even Narega subsidies could go up a little bit. So I think the budget will give a clearer direction, but we do know that given the fact that the election results were not to the kind of expectations of the government itself, they will be trying to fix those problems. And from what you can see, that two or three big states in north, UP, Haryana, then the Maharashtra, where the results were not to their liking, right? You would see that that's a farming belt. The UP is a sugarcane belt, Maharashtra sugarcane belt. So definitely you will see action around minimum support prices. You will see action around Narega flows in there. So I think that consumption as a sector, and from a more broader, you've seen a K-shaped kind of recovery in consumption clearly at high-end SUVs, larger houses. Those kind of things are the ones which are basically driven consumption. The broader consumption hasn't picked up fully before the elections. We think that in the run-up to now the budget as well as going forward, there would be a little more increased focus by the government on, given that there's a big state election in Maharashtra coming up in 6 months' time, definitely there will be a slight change in the government's allocation and plans, and consumption will be the beneficiary of that. So we have been adding consumption related, we already had them, just that we're topping it up now.
Other than consumption, Sunil, which you just flagged off, you think some of the microfinance or small NBFCs, small housing finance companies as well is the theme that could be looked at?
Absolutely, because see, housing has that the double-edged advantage that it's a consumption indicator, right? It indicates people's outlook towards life, and they're buying more houses. I mean, they're more positive in consumer sentiment, but it actually reflects itself in infra-related stocks and sectors like cement and steel and building materials and and this stuff. So I think housing is a very, very good thing from the government's perspective. It also creates construction, creates employment generation also. So it kills multiple, birds with one stone, if I may use that word, that phrase. So from that point of view, I see a lot of emphasis. It came through in the Mr. Modi's announcement yesterday on the rural housing. But overall, we are very bullish on that because even with the interest rates going up and the EMIs going up, affordability houses is still at a 25-year low, right? So it's very, very affordable now. So I think that housing is definitely something that, and companies which finance that, especially those which go down the income pyramid, right, to the bottom of the pyramid, I think that's where there will be a little bit of growth. And so, yes, that's definitely a sector of interest to us.
Right. Okay, Sunil, hold on to that thought. We're going to take a very quick break on that note. Still holding on to our gains, but let's see what transpires in the last lap of trade. Sunil, curious to know where is it that you find value, if you do at all, in the entire oil and gas pack?
It's It's hard to find value. I don't think value is the is a term at all to use in the current market in that sense, right? So you can only say where can there be expected unexpected surprises upside is there as where there's value. Because everything is reasonably good news is being priced in across the market. And unless you are very confident that in some case the upside can be much higher, right? That's where a sense of you buy growth at this price, expecting a this growth rate, and comes better, then you make profits from that. So I would not go around carrying a value hat at this point in time.
That note, we'll let you go. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us today. Well, the other pocket, which is actually getting a bit of a steam right now, is the entire sugar pack, right? You have, of course, Shakti Sugars, Triveni Engineering, I beg your pardon, all of these stocks seeing a bit of a move right now within the oil marketing space as well as the